Hey, what's up? It's your boy, Big Game James, host of the Sports CHopShop. And alongside of me, we got the one and only, the musicologist, A. Reed.
Bam. What's up? What up? What up?
And the little guy to my left, the buff nerd, J-Stogs. What up?
Let's go.
Hey, man, there's a lot going on in the sports world, and I feel like I'm cheating y'all right now because I'm running in and out of here, y'all. It's Texas. It's 90-plus degrees, and my AC decided it wanted to go out. So,
the ghost.
I'm hoping it's just minor and nothing major. But nevertheless, we're going to do what we do.
No, when your AC goes out in Texas, that's a major deal.
That's true.
That is a major deal.
Ain't no
100-degree weather. Nigga, that is major. Trust.
Yeah, it's very major. So you know how we do things, man. We're gonna talk about what's going on in the NBA playoffs. Talk about the nature boy, Ric Flair. Talk about he got one more in him before he want to hang him up for good. And then we're gonna hit you with that would you rather. Would you rather? Avery gonna hit us with one at the end of the show, man. So Stogs, man, I'm gonna let y'all kick it off. Your Dallas Mavericks are playing like gangbusters. Luka had the nerve to laugh after he made shots in Game 7. It was so disrespectful, but so rewarding at the same time because basketball one of them games like, if you don't like it, stop it. And nobody on Phoenix could stop it. Luka did his thing. They moved on to the Western Conference Finals, and it should be a good series between them and Golden State, man.
Look, it's going to be a great series. Here's what I love about this whole thing, man. Luka had the same amount of points as the whole Suns did in the first half. Man, I mean, look.
Wow.
I don't care what nobody say, okay? They quit by mid-second quarter.
Did they quit or were they
they quit
doing anything? They shut it down, dog?
Listen,
man.
Listen, they took this, they realized, by mid-second quarter. And when you get to that point, when James, you know this, right? And Bree, you know this too. When you just see a squad that's just locked in and they better, and they're better, come on. Mike, that's cool. Yeah, Mavs won more playoff games. Then you know what I'm saying? I'm going to put it back up there because, yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. You're correct. They play more, but you're correct. But that's cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even hating on that. It's just the fact that Suns fans and a lot of Mavs fans at the beginning of the series were like, look, we made it through the first round. Awesome. Great. It's a great season. We did it. We're over the hump. We're getting better. But then we start seeing, they got 2-0. Everybody predicting, it's a sweep. Lil Wayne talking about Luka a hoe. All this trash.
Oh, what I miss.
You know what I'm saying?
Fuck Lil Wayne.
Looking like somebody old, Jewish grandma out there. It's all good. But hey, at the end of this, it was the fact that they got the coach that they needed at the right time. They went ahead and said, look, this Porzingis thing is over. We got to get somebody that's going to fit into our system, right? And that's why I keep saying, look, this is 2011 vibes for me. You know what I'm saying? It's 2011 vibes.
Very reminiscent. Very reminiscent of 2011.
But when you think about it, and Reed touched on this before when we talked here in the shop, and you touched on it too, Jay, the whole Porzingis thing, it looked good at first, right? Because he looked promising in New York for a while before the knee injuries, right?
Sure.
But you got to want to come to work. These guys they have now want to come to work. And they're doing it with three guys that's not even three mega one mega superstar in Luka, right? But Brunson is making his own name. He's showing that he should have been utilized a whole lot more. Dinwiddie did his thing to me before in New Jersey or Brooklyn, my bad, but wasn't utilized right because you put together this team where you want to run it through two people, right?
Yeah.
Yo, J Kidd they got the right man for the job.
Yeah.
And the right mindset.
Yeah.
And he believes in defense. And he's not going to play around with not doing things the right way defensively. And that's going to help generate offense.
But I don't think that was the issue with Porzingis. I think it was actually Carlisle that just kind of contributed to, look, I just don't want this guy or however, like, they just had him in the corner. They were like, look, you just go stand in the corner and we pass you the ball, shoot the three. Like, that's not his game. That's not what he wanted to do.
Can we be honest?
Keep it real, dog. Keep it real.
Carlisle has always been a trash coach. No, I'm serious. Carlisle has always been a trash coach.
You know,
the only reason that we give Carlisle credit is because he won the championship with the Mavs. But you have to understand that year, Dirk was just an unstoppable force. Couldn't nobody stop him. Nobody guard.
Very true.
So, with that being said, and you having those pieces around you, you know, Dallas did what they were supposed to do. But you notice how the Mavericks played since then. Then you get a guy like Luka. You get guys like KP, this is that and the third, and you guys are still playing whack basketball. They're playing whack basketball. You get a guy in KP, and KP, even though I did like the trade because I felt like KP had the potential to do what he could do. But you're looking at a guy that, to me, I think he cared more about, you know, what he looked like, you know, his dress, attire, what he was coming in, stuff like that. And then again, he didn't want to be the second place guy in Dallas. For some reason, he couldn't get it out of his head that he was going to be the number 2, that Luka is the number 1. So then you see him that he goes over there to Washington, and he's happy because offense is flowing through him, and this is that and the third. Kidd does not get a lot of credit because when Jason Kidd came into the game or came into this season, 10 games within the season, Kidd told y'all, these boys don't play defense. They have to learn how to play defense. Kidd switched all of that around. To my opinion, I'm not saying it as a homer, as this and that and third, because I'm an avid Dallas Mavericks fan. But to me, Kidd should have been the coach of the year. Period.
That'd be hard to argue.
They gave it to Phoenix, you know what I'm saying? And I love Monty Williams. I do love Monty. But look what Kidd has done, man. Look what Kidd has done for that squad. It's just ridiculous. Kidd is if this same squad was still coached by Carlisle, I guarantee you they would not be in the second round right now. And you see what happened over there in Indiana. You see he's over there in Indiana. They have a losing season, and then 2 of their superstars over there. They were happy that they left and went to the fucking Sacramento Kings to get out of that. They went to the Kings and they was happy.
Yeah.
That should tell you, man. Carlisle sucks as a coach. Kidd should have been the coach of the year. Yeah. And you seeing the product. You seeing the product of guys that were, like you said, big game. These guys want to come to work. These guys play. Lucas said he loves I mean, all these guys, they play freaking basketball. I mean, the defense is on point. Defense is on point to the point, man. They was locking down Chris Paul. They was stopping that. But look, how in the hell this is a game 7 in Phoenix? And like you just said, J-Stogs, Luka has the same amount of points as the whole Phoenix Suns team by halftime.
Right.
They was up by 30, 57-27 by halftime.
Hey, man, Monty Williams.
They couldn't break 30 points.
No, Monty Williams got out-coached that game, man.
Yes. I think this whole series, if you really want to break it down, this is the number 1 seed in the West. Number 1 seed in the West. But yet, you go up 2-0, close it out. Right? Close it out. Championship teams can close out another team on their floor. You know what I mean? They can close it out away. To me, this shows, you know, how deep this squad is. And, you know, to piggyback on Carlisle, he didn't even want to play Brunson. He didn't even want to play him. Didn't play him. So now we're like, you know, Brunson may leave because this is the end of his contract, or you're going to have to give him the bag, you know, and who do you keep, who do you know, let leave, and we can talk about that another time. But, yo, this squad right here, I know, you know, and this kind of goes into that Golden State game. Listen, they get past Golden State, 2011 vibes, bro. That's what you got, a superstar who's overseas superstar. You got great role players. You know what I'm saying? That if you look at this squad and compare them to the other one, we have Dinwiddie coming off the bench. And guess who we had coming off the bench in 2011? Jason Terry. Right? You have a great point guard, right? Brunson then was J.J. Barea, but Brunson is way better than Barea.
Yes.
Right?
Barea was just a little gnat and got on your nerves.
Then
He did what he was supposed to do.
You got Finney Smith, right, that's doing his thing. I mean, dude.
I hate his name.
That squad is legit. Finney Smith
on paper, you would look at him and be like, I can see why people would be like, on paper.
Bro, when they traded for Dinwiddie.
But when they sit there and play, when you see these guys play on the court, it's a whole different story. Completely different story. You know,
because they play.
Then it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny because I even heard Charles Barkley say that the Mavericks probably best thing that happened to them was Luka being hurt those first 2 games in Utah.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah,
and them letting him rest. You see what I'm saying?
And they learned they had to learn how to play together. Reed.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying?
But yeah, and we talked about this yesterday, James. With Luka now, who's bringing the ball up? It's Brunson.
Brunson
it's
is
Dinwiddie. Yeah, it's Dinwiddie. So now what happens is he can rest on the court. He doesn't have to do every single thing.
Yeah, yeah.
And that changes the whole perspective. Now, third quarter, fourth quarter, guess what? He's fresh. He's ready to go.
Facts.
So I'm excited. You know,
Luka can just be Luka.
That's
Luka can be Luka. It's wonderful. It's wonderful.
You know,
I wasn't trying to cut you out, Jay, but I'm excited just like you, bro. For real.
I just hope Luka has his cup on. I hope Brunson has his cup on. I hope Finney Smith has his cup on. Because Green is going for the nuts. He's a nuts. He's a habitual nut stomper. I told you.
Not habitual.
Man.
It happened twice. And that was like 6 years ago, bro.
It wasn't 6 years ago.
How long ago was that they won that championship? Yeah, okay.
It was. I mean, come on, man.
Needless to say, man, the Mavericks handled business, right?
Yeah, they did.
We talked about Monty Williams dropped the ball a little bit in the coaching style. Man, there's a lot of banter going. Hey, some people are burning Chris Paul jerseys, bro. I swear to God, I've seen it.
I'm not saying they're not, but they should be burning Booker jerseys and Ayton jerseys.
Hey, now if Devin Booker's still eligible for a $211 million contract.
Yeah,
if he's named first team All NBA,
he'll take it.
No doubt, which he probably will be.
Now, let's not. Hey, he was doubled every time he had the ball. You had no other scoring option. Let's take it. Chris Paul can give you some of those games every now and then, but they already showed within the first 2 trips of the game, you knew Chris Paul wasn't about to have no super explosive night. So who else were they supposed to go to get the scoring? And this is where I think the organization failed, is to having another scorer around. Somebody mentioned they could have got
Where was Crowder? Where was Cam? Where are these guys at?
Crowder's not all the time consistent point getter.
We had Crowder. Before.
You know that. Like Crowder has some games where he thrived, and and this is what you get. You talk about you going to have a me day, a spa day before game 7, like you're not even taking the Mavs serious. It's professional sports, dog. You can never look past anybody.
What happened?
Karma's a mother. Karma's a mother, ain't she?
But wait, what happened to putting it into Ayton? Just dumping it into Ayton in the paint.
You know what happened to that? He wouldn't stay on the block, and with the switches and how things got, he got confused and lost on the defensive end and never got back into the offensive end. Dude, Jay, like you said, they were beat at halftime. Like,
yes, sir.
There was nothing you could have done. You could have gave Ayton the ball and put him in the paint, and I think he would have thrown it back out. I don't even think he would have turned around and dunked it or laid it up. They were done mentally by halftime.
Bro, they put the zone on them and was staying in passing lanes. And so you saw how they were having still, like, Doncic led everybody in every category. Everybody in every category. But it's just a simple fact that, okay, I see what y'all doing. We're going to change this up. This is how we're going to do it. So, yeah, absolutely. He should have got, and this is why I think you have to wait for these awards. And I get the regular season and the playoffs are different. But to me, it's the whole thing. It's the whole thing, because J. Kidd deserves Coach of the Year. Luka should have been.
Yes.
Luka should have been in MVP talks. At least talks. No one talks about.
I don't
Luka.
think anybody can argue that, Jay. At all. I don't think you can argue that. And if they do argue, they're dumb.
Well, they do, and they are.
Well,
It's I don't know,
Hey,
man.
But we game, just kind of moving on. What else is there? Though? I know there's some other stories that are around this, man.
Well, I mean, just off of all of this,
Yeah.
Patrick Beverly, a.k.a. the Gremlin 2. I think him and Lil Wayne could be related because y'all call Lil Wayne the Gremlin and Beverly right there in the same boat.
Yes, sir.
Both of them parents tap danced on ugly before they gave birth to them cheerings. But anyway, Pat Beverly has some choice words, man.
Wow.
And I went into Stephen A's world and pulled it up, man. If y'all want me to share and we can talk about it afterwards because there's a lot of comments made. He made some other stuff.
I'm going to go on the record and say
you are fake news.
I can't stand Stephen A.
You are fake news.
Hey, Reed, J-Stogs got a new toy, dog. If you can't tell.
I saw. He had some jokes before the show.
Hey, but let's put this up here and see what's going on.
If somebody said to you, what is your history with Chris Paul? What would Patrick Beverly want everybody to know about what your history with Chris Paul is? Is it just you being raw, straightforward, and whatever? Or do you just not believe in the brother?
No, I appreciate everything he's done for the game. Me and CP, this started when I was in high school. I was college.
Okay.
I went to LeBron James camp. And, Steph Curry's my roommate. You have this certain team that plays the LeBron James, the Chris Pauls, the O.J. Mayo, whoever, Darnell Jackson, whoever it was at the time, in front of a bunch of scouts. And I got a taste of little CP there.
Okay. And what was that taste?
Destroyed
Little
him.
CP.
You destroyed him.
LeBron. Ask LeBron. I don't have to lie. Ask Chris. That's your good friend. So it's always been something from there. I respect his game. I love CP's game, right? I love what he do. I love back in the day, he destroyed Tony Parker and, all that type of stuff in New Orleans. But the praise that he gets and the slander that he doesn't get when he doesn't perform, it's not the same as it is with every other superstar. And my question is, why not?
And why do you think why not?
For one, he's the president.
Former president of the Players Association. Go ahead.
It's kind of hard to kind of slander the president. The look. He doesn't have a type of look. So you can't really attack him in that way. His look is a very calm demeanor. He's presenting himself as a true professional, blase this, blase that. So it's kind of hard to even attack this character. He's a family guy. But when you're in between them lines, none of all that goes out the window. Man, people look at Chris Paul, man, and you know what that means? Licking my chops. Come on, bring them to me. Want that. And that just ain't me. That's just the NBA.
Wow.
Man.
Wow.
He had a lot to say. Now, Jay, we didn't even get to the traffic cone statement that he made.
Oh, I heard the cone.
And some other people. Matt Barnes came to CP3's defense. But on Patrick Beverly, what he said, y'all, what y'all think on that whole situation, man?
I think there's a lot of truth into what he says. Maybe the way that he probably said it is what's pissing a lot of folks off. And then again, like I think seriously, Chris Paul does kind of get a pass on a lot of things, man. I mean, we watch him in the game and stuff like that. I mean, he gets calls. He's kind of one of them protected guys, man, in my opinion, and has been for quite a while. And I guess him being the president of the Players Association or something like that, I don't know, but he is one of those, guys that they put up in that kind of upper echelon. I don't see him getting a championship. I think if he would have won the championship, it would have been last year. That was his time to do it. Yeah. And I don't see him coming back to get that. But again, I think it's some truth in what he says. I don't think a lot of people fear him, as much as on the court, but they do respect what Chris Paul has done for the game. He is one of the best point guards to play. I mean, I've watched his whole career, from New Orleans to everywhere that he's went. CP has some skill, but he did not show up. He did not show up this series. He did not show up at all. And I think that he should be allowed to get criticism just like everybody else. He should be just like everybody else.
Yeah. I think this is Pat Beverly setting up his post career, right? Post basketball career, where he's going to be on TV a lot more, because he's the type of
guy. He's going to have a podcast like Draymond.
Oh man, you know what I'm saying? Where it's like, look, he don't care, and that kind of deal. Like, he's not here for friends, So I'm just gonna say what I feel, and that's it. So, I mean, to say, well, I like his game. I think he has a great game, but he don't have this, and he don't have that, and he don't have. You mean he doesn't have the dog in him? Like, you know what I'm saying? He's not aggressive. Like, I don't know. To me, it's he has learned the game and has been very savvy. Like, there's one play in particular where I remember he got a tech on someone because they didn't have their shirt tucked in, which is supposed to have your shirt tucked in. You're supposed to have your jersey tucked in when you come onto the court. They're like, oh, you can't do that. See, he's got a shirt. He's got his jersey untucked.
But that's petty.
You want to win? Are those the rules?
That's petty.
Are those the rules? Are those the rules?
It's petty. What you call that? Stop. What you call it? Seriously.
Absolutely.
You would call that in the game? No, you wouldn't.
Listen.
Out of here.
Listen.
No,
I have seen.
You don't care about that. You don't care about it. No, bro.
Reed, if you are the best player on that squad and you come out onto the floor without your jersey tucked in, and I know the rules that say you have to have your jersey tucked in. Hey, he ain't got his jersey tucked in. He's checked in. That's right there. All day. They do it to Giannis. You're supposed to be on the free throw line no more than 7 seconds? And you're supposed to shoot the ball? The crowd counts down Giannis every time. It was like throwing him off.
Sponsorships by Coca-Cola. No, I'm playing.
Nah. They got to pay me. This is brought to you by Drinking a Glass.
Brought to you by. Oh, you know man. No, bro.
Like, real talk, man. Look, Chris Paul is just savvy. Pat Beverly does the same thing. He's savvy. He does things within the game. But, we all forget that he's the one that pushed, Chris Paul after the game was over in the back.
You did.
So I mean,
he did.
This is the type of cat who you want to bring on to talk about Chris Paul. It's clickbait, man. It's clickbait. It's
clickbait. Knew what they was doing.
Oh, absolutely. Why don't you bring on people that talk about, that don't like Booker or that don't like Luka or that don't like these other players, but they don't. So I don't know about this giving Chris Paul a pass. I think he is a face of the league. He's one of the faces of the league. He's been in for 16, 17, 18 seasons, something like that. So, I mean, give him some due. I will say this. People saying, and at one point I did say this, and I had to come back because it makes sense. No one deserves a championship because you've been in for so long. No one deserves it.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? So there was talk of, I really wish he got one. He deserves it. Nope. I wish he would have got one, yes, but he don't deserve it.
That's the same as saying Carmelo.
Yeah, he don't deserve it.
That's the same as saying Barkley and all them guys back in the day. Patrick Ewing. We can go on and on.
Wish they would have
go on and on.
Hey,
but they didn't.
Wish Dan Marino would have got it, but they didn't deserve it. They didn't do. Them and their teams didn't do what was needed to win the chip. Point blank, period. That's it. So until you do that, I ain't going to say that anymore at all. Oh, man, they really deserve it. No, they don't. Chris Paul
just say you would have liked to see them win it.
Hey, you know what?
You would have been great if he would have win it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But everybody can't get to that point.
No, AI didn't deserve it. Wish he would have got one.
You would have liked to see AI get it, but he just didn't get it.
He didn't get it. And so
playing
there
against
it
Kobe
is.
and them boys. I think they won like one game out that series.
Man, it's tough. It's tough,
Yeah.
but that's what this game is. So,
Yeah.
But as far as I'm concerned, Pat Beverly is just a dude with an axe to grind, and they bounced him out, so now he's upset.
Yeah.
Yeah, you muted.
I can see
You still
that.
muted.
Excuse me, Jay. You're muted.
trying to help
Okay.
you out.
My
Just
bad.
help you out.
Hey, and I may have missed this. Y'all may have said it. But ain't Patrick Beverly the same dude that Chris Paul put 40 up on a year ago and eliminated them from the playoffs a couple years ago and ended up getting him cut from the Clippers?
Yes.
So,
Amongst other things, but
so
yes.
is it more personal than anything? He said he
Oh,
loves
it's definitely got
73
some.
games. But don't
definitely
you
got some
feel like
personal.
yeah, you feel it, don't you? Like you could just feel like
Definitely
Yeah,
some
yeah.
personal issues in there.
yeah.
Definitely.
All right.
Oh,
I'm
man.
glad it wasn't just me that felt that.
Oh no, his favorite color is petty.
Oh man.
His favorite color.
Hey man, I'm lucky
CP3 has a much better career in stats and everything else than Pat
Oh,
Beverly
he's first ballot
ever
Hall of
will.
Fame. First ballot Hall
Ever
of Fame.
will.
Now you're right, and let's be real. Father Time was undefeated.
Man.
At one point in time, Chris Paul was a better defender. No matter, I don't care what Patrick Beverly say as far as like killing him when he was in high school. We know he was a little bit better defender. Always been a great facilitator. The game don't look smooth forever for everybody.
No,
We know this. Father Time is undefeated.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
you know what I mean?
But I think he's done like
It's all
after
fact.
a couple seasons. But what's up next, man?
I don't know.
You don't know? I mean, we can talk about the next round.
I'm joking, man.
Let's go,
We
man.
can go on to the next round about, you already talking about wearing cups and karate kicks and nuts getting stepped on.
That's what they're gonna be.
But before we do that,
I
let's
think
get to the East,
I
man.
think Golden State needs to be very wary.
Oh, I don't think
These Mavericks can
Golden
beat
State
them.
is not going to come in not thinking that this isn't a legit opponent. The Mavericks are for real, bro.
Yes,
and
sir.
if you come in and underestimate them, J-Stogs said it. The 2011 vibes. It's been 20 years since the Mavericks won a championship. It's making out to be a part, and everybody already saying if the Heat win in that Eastern Conference series, come on, dog. It's a move. It's a game and a series made
Wouldn't
for
that
TV.
be?
Man,
Wouldn't
it's a
that
whole
be
vibe.
something?
It's a whole
Mavs
vibe right now.
Although
and Heat yet again.
Heat haven't been
Mavs
tested
and
yet,
Heat
man.
again.
I think Boston's gonna be a tough test for the Miami Heat because they have not been pushed yet at all this whole playoff series.
Yeah.
I'm thinking Boston is going to pull this out.
Because Jay, as soon as I criticized Jason Tatum,
Man,
he took his game to another level.
he hurt.
Which
you.
I want.
Mavs can beat
he
both
must
of them
have.
though. Mavs can beat both of them boys.
No
the
doubt. Now
East.
we know
They can
we
beat
go
them.
back to that holiday we had where the Mavs and the Celtics played on primetime TV, and the Celtics came back and put that game away late. But I was telling somebody at work then that was one of the best basketball games I've seen in a long time. Where I actually watched 4
remember that
quarters
game.
of basketball in the NBA because Luka
Remember that game?
and they were going at it, man. Jalen, I mean that game was nuts, and I was like, damn, this is a regular season game on a Sunday. Like this old school basketball got you all
That was a
tuned
damn
in and
good
ready to
game.
roll.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Now, they got Golden State, and everybody wants to talk about the shooting. J-Stogs and I had an argument the other day, well, a conversation. I won't call it an argument. I think Jordan Poole's a very capable scorer and can get things done. Also on the defensive end, he helps as well. Clay's going to have to play better than he did these last 2 series for me. Draymond's going to get you the hustle points, the fouls, the rebounds. He'll get you a couple points, but he's not that main guy. Clay seems like he's just been trying so hard since coming back from the injury that he doesn't like he's got into a real flow yet to me. And I think that they need that. Somehow, some way, they got to figure out a way to get Clay going to have a chance to beat Dallas.
And I heard this too, but you're gonna have to try and run as many people as you can at Luka, which is what Phoenix did in the first 2 games of the series, and then for whatever reason they stopped, and then they tried to do it again, and they figured it out and said, okay, we're going to have someone else bring up the ball. When they did that, game changed. So now it's like, okay, you can try and either shut down Luka and see if everyone else will go off, or just say, Luka, you go off, but everybody else, we're going to shut down. You know, so if you say, well, we'll put Poole on Brunson, or we'll put Poole on Luka, who you going to put on Brunson? Who you going to have on Finney-Smith? Who you going to have on Dinwiddie? You know, so if you bring Dinwiddie off the bench, then, you know, where these other guys? Where's Kuminga? You know, maybe you have Kuminga go over and guard Luka. It's going to be a tough matchup for him, because the reality to me is this. The Golden State, it's not the Golden State of old, it's just Golden State is old. You know, Steph is in, what, 32 now, 33?
Yeah, they're not spring chickens, Jay.
Yeah,
I agree with you, and I understand that. I understand where you're coming from on that.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, this is yeah, they still got something, but it's not what it used to be. It's not what it used to be. So you're going to rely heavily on Wiggins, Poole, Kuminga on defense, you know, because Green is not what he was. He's not that, you know.
Draymond's not going to beat you.
No.
Wiggins is not going to beat you. Kuminga is not going to beat you. Poole is not going to beat you.
No.
So your main two people you're going to have to look at is Steph and maybe Clay.
No, you have to have Steph.
You shut that down. You shut that down.
Yeah.
Shut that down.
Steph,
I mean, you all right. And then I don't even think that their bench is as deep as Dallas.
No.
Not saying Dallas' bench is super deep, but the bench that they have, the guys come off that bench and they produce.
Yeah. What's the guy? Who's the guy's simple name I can't ever remember? Starts with a B. Was it for Dallas? Bullock. Man, I can't remember that. Yeah,
Shitlocks.
I told you, it's Fry Guys. We call them Fry Guys.
Bullock.
But
he be hit and miss, man. He be hit and miss.
He's hit or miss, but
when he's on, he's on.
But if he turns out to be a better 3-and-D guy, which I think he can be, I think right there that will counteract Draymond Green and whatever he's doing, and you can slide him over for help defense on Clay or Steph. And so they definitely have the options between Kleber and Powell. They got the options there. They'll neutralize what's going on in the middle. So I mean, this is going to be a great series.
I'm gonna tell you who Dallas need to utilize. You ain't got to do it all. You ain't got to do it all the time. But if you utilize them in spurts, I bet you can help out. Y'all may not believe it, but it's gonna be Boban. You laughing? But who's gonna guard him?
The problem with that,
he's gonna guard himself.
Yeah, he's slow.
I know that. That's why you use him in spurts.
I hear what you're saying. Give him about 5 minutes.
3, 4.
33 minutes and 35 seconds into the chop shop.
Nothing
Reed
longer
might
than
have
5.
a point that we come back and look at later and be like, boy, Reed said that, dog. He said that thing.
Nothing longer than 4 or 5 minutes.
Okay.
Just use them in spurts. Hey, you go right
5
there down the hole.
game.
Boom. Let me throw it down to you. Boom. He just turn around and put it in. Real quick. I'm serious.
I hear what you're saying.
Then
man.
they just hold down the defense until he comes back down. The court.
And see, it's that part right there where, Steph gets out and will shoot it from half court. So by the time Boban even gets to like the perimeter on the other side, they coming back already. So, but I hear what you're saying. I agree. Boban, can spell some people for a little bit, but I don't know. But as far as the East, man, I really like Boston in that series. I'm just not sold on Hero yet. I'm just not sold on Tyler
And
Hero.
he's been off a little bit too, man. So it's gonna be interesting to see how.
Who would y'all rather face? Who would y'all rather face for the Mavericks to face, Boston or Miami?
I think Miami would be an easier matchup for them for some reason. I think Boston is a tougher matchup.
Yeah.
That's just what I mean. I just feel like the way they go, the depth they have playing right now. Marcus Smart on defense, Brown and Tatum on offense.
Don't forget Al Horford.
Even fat boy from the University of Tennessee.
Oh, he's on Williams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He like an old church deacon that put a
Yeah.
basketball uniform on. Yes, sir. Say you love the Lord. Say
Y'all
you
need
love
another
the
one?
Lord.
Y'all need another one? That's that cat right there at the park. Y'all need one?
Yeah.
Y'all need one? Y'all need one?
Hey, y'all, I run with y'all.
It's always that one dude. Always that
Y'all need
one
one?
dude.
I
He
got
just
y'all,
come out
dog.
there, start dribbling. Hey man, y'all need
Next
one.
thing you know,
Need
he
one.
knocking down shots. Everybody like, I
You know
told
what
you
I'm
to pick him up.
Man, he out there with them high
he
socks
ain't doing
on.
it all the time. He ain't doing it all the time.
Yeah.
He just shoots threes
that
all the
one
time.
game.
No.
Come on,
Every
dog.
once in a while at the park, dog. That's all.
But yeah, I would rather see I think Miami would be a better matchup. I do like Adebayo though. I think he's good. I think he can do some things.
Bam is decent. Bam is decent.
Bam
Yeah,
is
he
decent,
is.
man.
Bam.
So
Bam and Jimmy B.
yeah, but outside of that,
Jimmy B's
I
gonna have
just
to work
don't
too much,
see-
man. I think in that a series against either one of those teams, he's gonna have to do way more than he needs to if Tyler Hero doesn't step his game up some.
I agree with that.
And Duncan Robinson, where's he been lately?
I ain't sold on both of them.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So it's different, dog.
Yeah,
Oladipo?
and I think right. Yeah, and I think though,
If he's
With-
healthy, but yeah,
with
we already
Boston-
know, man, he ain't the same.
yeah, but with Boston though, they're playing now with such fervor. It's just like they're mad, like they're playing mad, and they're playing with such purpose and focus. Again, and I know he was in conversations for Coach of the Year. I would even put him up there before Monty Williams as their Coach of the Year. I can't say his name, but
Yeah.
A dog with Nia Long husband, a baby daddy.
is he really?
I just found out. Now, you know, that's what I love about living in the house with women that
What?
like sports. They will find the off script
Boy.
stuff to come back and tell you. Did you know that's Nia Long, baby daddy? They got
Man.
about 3 kids. I was like, huh?
I
Yeah,
gotta
those are
find one
gays,
of
but,
them.
but it's real hush hush. I was like,
I
you
need to
lying?
find one of
She,
them.
she up there like, she like this. Look, I'm like, damn, they
Wow.
are old. Never knew.
Neil Long in the streets
Wow.
like that?
Why she gotta be
Nah,
in the
he
streets,
ain't in
man?
the
She
street.
been with somebody for a minute, dog.
She ain't in the streets, but Lord have mercy.
You said she got 3 baby daddies, right?
No, by him.
Nia still cold.
Oh,
Nia still cold. She was cold
Damn.
back at Fresh Prince.
By
days.
him, man.
I need to find me somebody like that, man, to help me
Yeah.
out that way.
I mean, I'm just gonna keep grinding until we get
Her?
paid for this shit, dog. I ain't looking for nothing.
Maya,
Hey, man.
my all-time favorite though. I don't care if the woman's 60 years old. Sade, I do.
She's not 60, bro.
He
How
said he
old
just
she
didn't
is.
care.
She's not 60.
Hey,
I
man,
don't care.
She's
I might
837.
tell y'all something y'all don't believe.
She's 837. She signed the deal with the devil.
Oh, Jesus.
It's true.
Man, leave her
It's true.
alone, J-Stogs.
It's true.
I saw this
saw-
woman live in concert.
Yeah.
She's 60 in Beelzebub years, but she's like 837. In
So
Earth
she
years.
she hung out with Methuselah? Is what you're
Man,
saying?
that's what I'm saying, bro.
Okay.
Still cold.
She
What you
looks the
saying, Big
same.
Game?
She has not changed in 57 years, bro. I'm saying.
I'm not gonna tell my source, but my rookie year in Tampa, somebody said, "Oh man, we go back. We got." He said, "Matter of fact, I got a picture of it if you want to see it."
We all
I'm
want
like,
to see it.
You lying? One line.
Lord have mercy.
Quietness.
Now nothing. Come to find out, nothing happened, but he did get. Yeah, man, it was wow. It was
Lord
just
have mercy.
yeah. It was just some Lamborghinis,
Woo!
but it was nice.
Man. Hey, I'll take a Lamborghini.
Yeah, Lamborghinis are nice.
I'll take that.
But yeah, man, Sade. How we get there?
Man.
Yeah, it's gonna be a series, though.
The chop shop, people. The chop shop. That goes down.
I'm telling you.
Oh boy.
I mean, hey, look, I don't care when she turns 900 years, I'll be there. I'll be there.
Like a Michael
No
Jackson
ordinary
song,
love,
huh?
baby.
Man.
Wow.
Telling you.
Hey,
But you know what's crazy?
but how was that concert, man?
Smooth operator.
Which
Oh,
concert?
man.
Somebody
One of the
said
best
the reason he started
It
shouting
was
in
the
concert.
best, one of
I
probably
was
the
wondering
best
how it
concert
was,
I've ever
man,
seen.
because
When I tell
I
you-
like enough of her music to where I just could see it being like,
Look, John Legend opened up. He
But
rocked
she
the
don't wear no
house.
shoes.
She came on the stage, and when I say her band plays exactly like what you hear on the records, like there was like no kind of like, it was just incredible. And then her, like, she don't age. She don't age. I was in there
She's
screaming like a little
signed.
punk.
Hey, the musicianship you love, though, huh, Reed? You like
I
you love the
wish-
band?
Loved it.
I gotta put
Loved
that
it.
on the soundboard. Of you
What's that?
screaming, of him screaming.
Hey,
For real.
That was classic,
For real.
dog. That was
Classic.
so classic.
But she don't wear shoes, man.
And
Okay.
I don't give a damn. She walked through some donkey manure and came on stage.
Stop it. You would care.
She could get it. Anyway,
I'm not gonna be that close to smell the donkey dookie. Or
Or if you were, would you be like, "Hey, I just need you to wash your feet off. Everything else is cool, but just
hey, she can
Just
put
wash
them.
your feet.
She can put them in a little tub for me. I wash them for her. That's Sade
CHopShop,
food.
y'all.
I wash
This is
her
how I
feet,
do it.
dog.
you'll wash Sade's feet." Oh,
Why not?
Yeah, I mean, you know,
That light bright mode. Whew, Lord, have
I'm
mercy.
just saying, man. Just
I mean, ain't too many can catch a brother.
she scares me, bro, because she's that old and still looks that way. That doesn't scare you?
Her, Maya, Lord, her
I'll
too.
play this while me and Sade talking.
God,
Man, I'm just saying, doesn't that scare you though?
shut up.
Doesn't that scare you? Doesn't that just bring fear to you?
No.
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 The fact that, the devil is right over her shoulder looking at you.
Why you gotta be the devil, Jay?
It ain't
God couldn't
God.
have blessed her with some good genes.
I'm not saying she doesn't have good genes. What I'm saying is
Nate.
she signed because God says, "Hey, look, it's time for you to come home."
How you know? How you know, J-Stogs? I mean, some
How I
people
know?
really do sign the deal, but how you know shit, man? Woman
I'm
don't
saying-
ever she like when I saw her, and that was
Because
like
I read and I do history,
that was
man.
like
You know what I'm saying? I do history.
like 2001, man. Like that was like her last tour. She's like, I ain't never going on tour again. She
Bro,
ain't never
but think
made
about
another
when her
tour.
albums were hitting though. Like when she was dropping albums, that was like early 80s.
I know it.
Early 80s. And she looked like she still just like she just walked out of the studio from her first album. And here's the thing. When she dropped her first album, she was not young. She wasn't young then. The devil.
Was not young.
The devil. But I think she was what, maybe 30s?
Still,
Maybe.
she could get it.
Yes, because the devil is on her shoulder. But I'm just saying, man. You
Moving on.
know, I love you, Sade. Yes, we in Beelzebub love you too.
J-Stogs,
Just like
Not
moving
doing it.
on. I think we said
my bad.
Hey
Man.
man, you want to get
Turn
that
it off.
sound right, dog.
I'm gonna get it right. I'm gonna get it right. I promise.
Get
What the
it
hell
right.
was that?
Just turn it on.
I've heard that sound before. I just can't. No,
I was
that was
trying
that. It's the computer sound.
Yes.
Yeah,
the computer
yeah.
sound.
That's the
My
computer
bad.
sound.
I'm gonna get it fixed.
All right, we're supposed to be talking about the Nature Boy Ric Flair now. So we
Yeah.
talk about
Yeah, yeah,
basketball.
Ric
The
Flair.
drip.
It's gonna do a stizzle.
Ric Flair drip.
All right, man. Why do I feel like we need to hear that.
I mean, we can't pay for it, so. But when we get off, we can listen to it.
Why we gotta pay for it? It's sampled all over the internet.
This is true, but they'll come after us.
What was
What y'all
that?
talking about?
All right, you
Yeah, the
right.
song. And then you know how YouTube,
No, not
how you
that
know how
song.
Facebook is. You know how Facebook is, man.
Yeah, Facebook sucks
It does.
when
Here
it
we
comes to music popping up in your stuff.
Yep.
Woo!
There's that part. But you
I
can do
had
that,
to do.
yeah. So what's going on with Ric Flair, man?
Ric Flair decided that it's time for him to do this thing one more again.
I gotta.
But,
I didn't even hear about this. I gotta
Right.
figure this out. Why,
Hold
Rick?
on, man.
Why?
Let me
16 time world heavyweight champion. If you like it, if you don't like it, you better learn to love it. Cause I'm the best thing going today. Woo!
I mean, yeah,
So,
it's just there you
There
go.
you go. Ric Flair, Nashville, Tennessee. Wow.
I just don't get it. I don't understand.
Cause he's rich, man. He got the little strut.
July 31st in Nashville Fairgrounds, man.
Is this a WWE event?
Of course.
It says Jim Crockett. Crockett used to be the announcer on NWA back in the day, right?
Yeah, and WCW, but he's affiliated with WWE now.
Yeah,
so,
it is WWE in Nashville for SummerSlam.
Yeah. I love Ric Flair as well, man. I was a big Four Horsemen dude. You know what I'm saying? So,
Y'all
Ric
want me to
Flair's
play
my
this?
guy. Nah.
Why?
No.
You still scared they're gonna try to come get him?
Yes, I am. I'm sorry for having concern. Okay, I apologize for wanting to follow the rules. I guess that's.
But then ESPN should be getting us for that clip. One more time.
Why? Why does he fight?
Like a 70s porn is about to come on.
Don't it though?
Well,
It looks like a 70s porn.
Iron and Ole Anderson.
Woo! Let's go, Four Horsemen. That's right, baby. The styling, profiling, limousine riding, jet flying, kiss
Come on,
stealing,
guy.
wheeling, and dealing, son of a gun. To beat a man, you got to beat the man. I mean, come on, man. I love Ric Flair, bro.
he had classic promos.
Oh,
He
yeah.
had classic promos.
Hey, man.
Oh, yeah.
It just, and you know what? I hated Ric Flair into that growing up. I was a Dusty Rhodes guy.
Oh, boo. No, I
Whatever.
can't say that. Dusty Rose, hey,
Hey, man,
I like Dusty
'cause
Rose, man.
They straight went at it, dog.
Dusty
but-
Rose about the country's dude.
It's exciting, man. I mean, now.
Let me tell you something, baby.
I feel like they need to
Compared
weave Ric.
to what these guys are now, which I did go to the WrestleMania, it is pretty live. But I'm just saying, compared to what it was, to the Attitude Era, to now,
Yeah.
man, look. The classics to the Attitude Era, that was the best. That was the best. That was wrestling at its height. Because them old schoolers, I'm talking about, you talking about the Ric Flairs, the Arn Andersons, the Von Erichs, Dusty Rhodes, the Jake the Snake Roberts, the Hulk Hogan, the Lex Luger, the Macho Man, the goddamn $1 Million Man. Like, come on, man. Like,
Ted
dude, you had
DiBiase,
classics,
George
bro.
the Animal
You had
Steve,
classics, bro.
Junkyard Dog,
Junkyard Dog. Come on, man. You had
Coco
classics,
Beware.
dude.
That's
Come
my dude
on,
right there.
Coco. What's up, dog? Ricky
Ivan
Steamboat.
Koloff, Nikita Koloff,
Yeah.
the Iron Sheik.
Yes.
I know I
All them
named
boys.
WWE and NWA, but I love both of them back in the day.
Bro, look. I go all the
Even
way back to world class wrestling. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh,
You talk about
WCW.
Von Erichs, but you also got the gentleman Chris Adams. You know what I'm saying? You got the Black Superman, Tony Atlas. I mean, you got the Freebirds, the fabulous Freebirds.
Ron Simmons.
Dude, I'm telling you. Look, matter of fact, before
Hot-
they were
Xtra.
Harlem Heat, they were the Ebony
Yes.
Express. You know what I mean? So I mean, Brickhouse
Hulk
Hogan.
Hogan.
You know what I'm
I'ma
saying?
get you, nigga.
Bro, Cactus Jack. Terry Funk. Like that's where I go, man. You know what I mean? You know what, Reed? Wait a minute. I know I got something on here for you.
Yeah, please hit that button for Reed.
Y'all didn't see it? Y'all didn't see it when he called Hulk Hogan?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was classic.
Yeah, and they had to
Yeah.
just kind of cut away. Like,
He said, oh,
I messed up.
Damn it.
I messed up. But yeah, man. I mean, look, like I said, I love Ric Flair. I think he's just one of those bastions of the sports entertainment. But there has to be a moment where you move on into a different space.
Well, he's been gone forever. I think
he could do one more.
people spoke this up. They want to see it.
Dude,
Now, I feel like he gonna tear a hip. Something bad gonna happen.
Do you remember Hogan's last match?
Don't put that on. Don't put that on.
Do you remember it?
I don't.
Put that curse on him, Ricky.
Do you remember?
Wait.
Hogan-
It was bad, bro.
It was horrible.
It should have never happened.
It was horrible. Yeah. It was so bad. And that's all I'm saying is
they're gonna try to make sure that it doesn't.
Look, man, you can try all you want to, but the reality is that when you out there in the square circle, right, it's you and that man and that ref. Anything can happen. Somebody fall, somebody trip, somebody hit the ropes wrong, you know what I'm saying? When you link up, whatever, it just can just end up bad. And what I would not want to see is a bad product of him, that if my kid is watching it and I'm like, oh, Ric Flair's the greatest. Oh, yeah? And they see that? Come on, man.
Ric Flair was known for his dirty tactics. So I wouldn't be surprised if he hits the guy, with the low blow. If he does the little thing where he's like, oh, no.
Yeah.
He hits him up,
him
in the face.
And he was known for his slaps. Yes, I understand that. He was a showman. But all I'm saying is this. Even in all of that, and I don't even know who he's fighting. Like, I don't even know who's opposite.
They hadn't even announced it yet. I think everybody just got so excited that he was having one last match.
Exactly.
He could go fight a rookie that would nobody even care, dog.
And it might be what it is to put somebody on. But again, it leaves a bad taste in my mouth that this is the way you go. You've got so much talent that's coming up in the WWE that they don't have to do this.
You think Ric Flair asked for this? You think they're doing it out of respect for him?
Possibly.
Possibly.
But why? What kind of? He's a Hall
really
of
going to
Famer
allow
already.
Ric Flair to get back in?
I mean, I'm just trying to figure it out, J-Stogs.
He's already
figure out why
Hall of Famer.
he's doing what he's doing.
But he's
what's the
already a
real
Hall of
reason?
Famer, though. Like, there's nothing he has to prove. There's absolutely nothing.
See, and this reminds me of how Stone Cold made his last appearance at this down.
Yeah.
Right.
Stone Cold literally said, like, this is his last match. But he showed up the whole week. He showed up on Saturday and he showed up on Sunday.
Because it's in
And
their blood.
we
They don't know what else
we
to
was
do.
just we were waiting for that glass to just crash.
But you
heard me.
But Stone Cold even said, in his documentary, his last one that he did, that he's lost family, he's lost, ligaments and limbs and all of that to the sport, but still it drives him. He still has to have it. He still has to have it. And to me, that's what this is. It may be that I still got to have it. I still want to get
Y'all
out.
ever seen that movie, The Wrestler, with Mickey Rooney?
Yes.
Is that Mickey Rooney?
Yes.
No,
It's Mickey Rourke.
Rourke.
Mickey Rooney used to be on 60 Minutes.
Yeah.
Did you ever wonder?
Hey, man, that's a crazy-ass movie, though.
but it's similar to that, though. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That,
Absolutely. I mean, that's the wrestler's life, but it does. I'm thinking that WWE now is so big and they have supposedly pension and insurance and all this other stuff that they've lobbied for. But I just, again, he doesn't have to. He doesn't have to. He doesn't have to. Like, he could have been, he could be a manager. Why can't he be a manager?
That's not, you want to see Ric Flair as a manager?
Yeah. Oh, you kidding me? He would still get to do his promos. He would still be in the sport. He would still get to travel. He would still get to be around. And every now and again, he can slip in his dirty tactics. I don't see where the miss is here.
Like, he could be a commissioner of one of them.
Not even a commissioner. No, he could be a manager of a wrestler. Like, I know they don't really have them anymore, but there was a time when managers were just as big as wrestlers. Like Freddie Classy Blassie, he was a wrestler.
Undertaker, Paul Bearer.
Percival Pringle, Pringle, yes. He was a wrestler. These were wrestlers at one time. So that's all I'm saying is you can put Ric Flair as a manager, a wrestling manager. They can still do the exact same thing that he wants to do. And even more, he could have 2 or 3. He could have a whole stable. He could call them the New Horsemen.
He could.
You know what I mean? So now it's not just one wrestler. It could be 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever he wants.
And then on the side, his daughter's wrestling now.
Absolutely.
And she was champ last time I saw, but she might have lost it by now. But
she did lose it.
Even watching her entrance and stuff like that, it's very Ric Flairish. Very Ric Flairish.
No, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Still comes out in that big old coat.
Yeah.
Then the third.
Which I love. I love it.
Keep the legacy alive.
Which she is. And that's the other thing is that he can, wrestling is, let's call it what it is. It is the man's soap opera. Okay? It is a man's.
I said that about sports, though. I say that about football and basketball.
I don't know if it's as scripted.
But
it's not as scripted. But it's
wrestling is kind of look.
It's scripted.
With wrestling, I have seen
it's scripted.
I mean, even going to that WrestleMania, I saw women out there hollering like.
Yes, it's adult. Yes, it's an athlete soap opera. I'll say it like that. It's an athlete.
It's very soap opera stuff.
It's a soap opera. It's a soap opera, and that's okay because it has stories. It has good and bad. And so that if you know that coming in, then that's cool. But to me, again, this is where it fails in that it doesn't let the superstars move on and put them in a different role and bring in new talent or even the stories. Like this, what's the story here? What's the storyline here? See that, and that's where I think that's where what we watched back in the 80s, which is the golden age of wrestling, right? The 80s, early 90s, there were stories. There was plots. Like you had to wait until the next show to find out what was going on.
Real talk.
You know what I'm saying? So it would bring you back like, oh my God, is Hogan and Macho Man, what's going on with them? Like they had
you be at school. You be at the school the next day talking about that. Dog, did you see what happened, bro? Like
man, for years there was tension between these two. And you didn't know what they were friends for like a month, and then all of a sudden they weren't. And I mean, dude, and then the whole Elizabeth thing, like it was just crazy, man. It was crazy. But you had that going, you had, Big Boss Man and Sergeant Slaughter, right? And they were going up against Nikita Koloff and Iron Sheik. And I mean, like it was stories that were going on. Now it's just, I don't like you because I don't like you, and you broke my leg and you hurt my wrist. Where are the stories, man? Where the story? Like someone
terrorizing the McMahons and
oh my gosh, dude! Do you remember? And someone brought this up because of Brian Pillman. I believe he just passed not too long ago. But Brian Pillman and Stone Cold Steve Austin had a thing going, right, where they didn't like each other, and it started out where Stone Cold interfered with his match and hurt his leg, right? Really hurt his leg. Mm-hmm. When they did a promo where Brian Pillman had a gun and Stone Cold was trying to break into his house. And so Brian Pillman has these, bodyguards come out, and Stone Cold drives up to the house and he starts beating up on the bodyguards, and he's like banging on the door, Brian, where are you? I'm coming to get you, Brian. And the guy, the correspondent's in the house with Brian Pillman. What's going on? Stone Cold is right now. He's outside. Oh my God, Brian has a gun. Like, bro, it's stories. Now you can't.
It's been like it was real life, bro.
It was
like
real
it was
life.
Real.
Like you knew it was scripted, but at that point you're like, oh my God, that's not here today. Like that's just not here.
Because of the PG of everything now. Everything is so weak and watered down. You can't go out. You can't go all out like that. Like even that attitude there when Stone Cold could literally do damn near anything. Drive a Zamboni in that place. I mean, drive a beer truck in that and spray everybody, in the ring. Like Stone Cold could do anything. Like you said, stories.
Yeah. It was stories.
It's non-existent. It's non-existent.
Yeah.
It's non-existent.
And so now we don't have stories anymore. We just have bylines. And I think, to me, wrestling has become more of, or is trying to be more of, a recognized sport than sports entertainment.
I can see where you're going with that.
So in sports entertainment is, again, you know who the bad guys are, you know who the heels are, who the baby faces are. And then there's a few in there where you don't know who's who. Like Stone Cold is the perfect, anti-hero, or I don't know if he's good, because he wrestled anybody and everybody. Mm-hmm. And he pissed off anybody and everybody. So he was really good for that, right?
Yeah.
Rock was kind of that way when he finally got his persona and figured out who he was and dropped the Y in the Mahavia and just became The Rock, right?
He had his heel moments. He came as Rocky Maivia.
Yeah.
Then he joined the Next Domination. He was a heel.
And
then
he became,
kind of turned that around and became Rock, and kind of yeah.
Right.
But he had his moments. He had his moments.
And that's to me, again, that's the problem why I don't watch it as much anymore, because where's the story? Like, where's the storylines? Like, who doesn't like who for what? Like, there's a reason. McMahon was the bad guy to everyone. And everyone was like, yeah, okay, he gets beat up. Okay, whatever. He struts around. Whatever. Like the whole, Triple H and McMahon family against everyone else. That storyline was like, okay, this is kind of interesting. But it got played out really quickly because the only person that could really wrestle was Triple H.
Yeah.
And so Stephanie McMahon, trying to wrestle, and Sean trying to wrestle. Come on, man. You ain't beating nobody. Not for real.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Not for real. So
Triple H, my boy, though. I was like Triple H.
I didn't get spitting on himself. That wasn't my thing at the beginning of a
man, that intro was ill, bro.
Up until he drank water and spit on himself and everybody around him. That's gross. That's gross. That's gross.
I loved it.
So wait, are you telling me? I wish James was here. Are you telling me you sit in front row? Triple H comes down the aisle, jumps on the top rope, squeezes the water in his mouth, turns around and spits. You get sprayed. You like, yes, Triple H, yes.
Now, you didn't say I'd be like that. You'll just don't. First and foremost, I probably wouldn't have had a ticket to be over there on the front row to get spit on. So for everybody that got spit on, that's on them. I just thought that was a dope intro. I always thought that was just clean. Damn, that's a bad. That boy,
you know what? We may have to do top 5 wrestling
intros.
Yeah,
have to come in for that one. Have to come in.
Special guest just for that moment.
I have to come in for that one. For real.
All right. We may put that. We'll put that on the list. We are gonna have a top 5 show on Big Game Sports Buzz Thursday 6 p.m. right here on ASAP, and of course our YouTube and Facebook channel. But yeah. Well, anyway,
we done.
You missed quite a bit.
Yeah.
You missed quite a bit.
It's all good, man. Hey, I had to get cool. It's all good. I will listen to it later. So you guys did a great job, man.
Did you change it? It looked like you changed your shirt, man.
No, I'm still sweating in the same black shirt, bro. It's all good. I ain't changing nothing until I get out of the shower, dog. You know how it go. Hey, but since y'all did a great job, y'all shut it down. I'm going to play this outro, man. Until next week, y'all be good, man.